We're live, but we're not really live because I went back to the recording studio. I'm still trying to one of these
Figure it out.
days. Yeah, exactly. Like I do want to like go into the analytics and all the like deep dive behind the scenes stuff, but like Jesus, when does anyone have the time to do
Time.
anything?
Oh, I know. I really I want to do that as well. I just like want to learn more about how Substack works. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll do that this weekend. Maybe I will carve out some time to actually do that.
it sounds fun. I
That
would like
sounds
to.
great. Um, you look shockingly awake despite the fact that you have been in like three different time zones in the last, I don't even know, 3 or 4
Really?
days.
I I actually feel relatively fine. I Today's the first day that I haven't had I actually had a couple things due that have nothing to do with the book. And it's been kind of refreshing to work on that stuff because yeah, there's a certain amount of promotion that feels natural to me, and then there's an amount that where I'm just like, wow, I feel like I'm like screaming from the rooftops to people to buy my book, pay attention to this book. Like I want to put the blankets over my head and like just go into a cocoon, not
Well,
talk for weeks. And obviously
yeah.
that's not going to
I was
happen.
going to say that's not going to happen in the next, 45 minutes because we are going to absolutely talk
Yeah.
about the book. But I know it's a few days belated, but happy official pub day. The book is out in the world, your third book, it's crazy. Like are you at one a year now or you're at three over the last 4 years? Something like that. Like that's
I think
insane.
Yeah, it's one every other year is how the publishing cadence has worked out, but you know how long The Goddess Effect took. Like that
That's
was
true.
published in 22, but I was working on that for more than 5 years, 7 years, something like that. And yeah, so that took a long time to come to fruition. And then the two since then, I would love to say that I have a formula that I can just like sit down and grind it out. I was just reading about a woman that spoke to the New York Times about how she uses AI to write hundreds of novels a year, then self-publish them on Amazon, and it's all with prompts, and with her prompts she can have a rough draft in 45 minutes. Like, okay, cool.
Wow.
But yeah, she's making like six figures a year doing this, and I get it. There's an audience for clearly there's an audience for it. If she's supporting
Yeah,
herself doing it, then yeah.
right.
But I do not. I If I had a prompt for myself, like let alone AI, I don't even know what I would tell. I don't even know what I would tell AI to do because I don't know what I want to do with each book when I'm starting out. Like I have like a very rough sort of idea of characters and setting, and then everything else takes shape as I'm writing it. So
That is a big part of the creativity of writing or of just any kind of art form. So yeah, I mean yes, you could go to AI and say, write a book that takes place in the Maldives, that involves a death, that involves couples vacationing, and like it'll give you something. But like, yeah, it's so lame. It's so lame. But yeah, let's talk about it. So, you've had two official, are we calling them launch parties? What would you call them?
I would call them launch parties. We could call them book parties. They're
Book
definitely to
parties.
celebrate the book. The one in New York on Tuesday night was, which was the day that Incidentals officially came out, was at this place called Saki, Saaqi. It's the speakeasy inside of Musafir, which you and I went
Mm,
to in Houston
yes.
several years ago. And
We went
yeah,
there like
Musafir,
right after it opened here in Houston. But I did know
exactly.
there recently was one that opened in New York City too. So that's very cool.
Yeah, it's really the one in New York also has the same kind of like you feel like you're inside a palace in India with all of the like mirror work and the intricate carvings and things like that. But it is very much more on like a New York scale as opposed to say like Houston, like Texas. Like I
Hmm.
remember the ceilings in that restaurant were one of the things that really struck me when we went to Musafir in Houston. I was like,
Yeah.
this I literally feel like I'm inside like a palace in
Of
Jodhpur or something right
Rajasthan
now.
Palace. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, totally. Okay, so it was at the Speakeasy, and
Yes.
I know some of our mutual friends were there. It looked like a really good turnout.
It was a great turnout. It was a, I'd love to say that I'm an expert at hosting parties or even like being the sort of at the center of it. And I'm so not. I'm really, really not. I get overstimulated. I am worrying about if everyone is having a good time. Oh no, I see this person over here who's walking in and they don't know anyone in the room and I have to go over there and make sure that they're comfortable, but I also don't know how to gracefully exit a conversation. Like I really have to think about it. And thankfully, everything in New York was just so. There were so many people that I love and haven't seen in a long time. There were also so many new people that I met, like writers, content creators, just like the cool 20 something like fun people of New York that I think I once was. And I was
You
like,
still are
oh,
20
wow.
something.
Well, when you're like, oh gosh, okay, like I can picture myself at your age coming to this event and being like, oh, I'm going to this book party tonight and telling the people in the office, or I guess now you would like Slack them or tell them on Zoom or something like that.
Right.
I'm not sure, but no, there were a lot of really cool young people there, and I was honestly honored for like to that they took time out of their weekday to come hang out and celebrate this book and
Yeah.
drink the themed cocktails. We had Mermaid Gin created Sam's 50/50, which is the martini that he loves and drinks much and orders and explains everywhere, much to Sarah's annoyance. And then Sarah's Negroni, which was
Mm.
not mezcal, which that's the traditional Negroni. And we also had Fabia wine from my friend Annie Fabia in Napa, which was so good with the Indian appetizers that Saki cooked up, and we opened a couple bottles at dinner at Musafir afterwards with a bunch of our mutual friends and my mom, and just like ordered everything on
Aw.
splashed out. It was really, really great. It felt like I could not believe that this party was for something I had did. And I have to give all the credit to my publicist, Kabir, who organized this and literally brought the pieces together to like the photographer. There were gift bags. He got all of these beauty and fashion brands to give us products that I have extras, so I'll give you one too. But
Please.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, like Crown Affair and I think it's Salt and Stone deodorant, like
Ooh,
a
I've been
lot of good
wanting to try
stuff. Who
that.
doesn't love a gift bag? Just like,
I
especially for a book
love
party, it's kind of unheard of.
Yeah, I mean, you did it right. You did it exactly how I would have expected you to do it, but it is just like I feel like every year your books are getting better, and then also like the way that you celebrate the books are like it's like continuing to like evolve and elevate. Because that's very cool. A swag bag for a book party at a cool restaurant like Musaffar, like all of this is very, very, very on brand.
Yeah, it's funny. I think every year in the same way, or every time I have a book coming out, in the same way that I don't have a formula for how to write a book, besides you really just have to sit down and like figure out like how you're going to get the words out. I don't have a formula for how to like promote it or how to celebrate it either. There's something that feels appropriate for everything that I've done. Like with friends in Napa, I wanted to make a point of doing several events in wine country because it just felt like, all
Of
right, this
course.
is like germane, this is the setting, like I want to celebrate this book here. But yeah, with, you know, as much as I would love a party in the Maldives, I
I
am
was gonna
still
say,
like,
let's make that happen.
slide into DMs. We'll have, yeah, like a book party the likes of which the Maldives has never seen. I
Oh,
would be
that'd be
so game for
incredible.
that.
That
Yeah.
would be
But
incredible. And then you had a party in LA
had a
yesterday.
party in LA last night at Dodo, the neighborhood restaurant that I've waxed poetic about on here before. And it was cool. It was very like LA, Silver Lake, laid back outside. Ritu and Zan did a dramatic reading of the first chapter. So instead of me, like I'm not trying to be one of those like oh my gosh I can't do this like type of people, but I when I'm in front of a crowd, me reading is not necessarily the most engaging thing in the world, in my opinion. Ritu and Zan are professional actors and are much like, I think that they're a lot better at just yeah, like putting on a show.
Yeah.
Like Zan would take every time in they're in the Emirates Lounge at LAX in the first chapter of the book, and Sam is swinging from his champagne, and so every time Zan hit one of those lines in the text, he was taking a sip from his glass, and I'm like, okay, yes, this is perfect. You're making it look so natural. They did a really good job. It felt like campy and fun and like very like performance arty, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it had its own vibe. And thanks to Jen Betts and Innovative PR, Joico gave us a bunch of gift bags of hair products that I did not know were coming until the day before. She was like, "Yeah, just take pictures and shout them out." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure."
Incredible. Wow. Well,
Who'd gift bag?
send me those too. I want them all. That's awesome. How do you, besides like friends, like you reaching out to friends or emailing friends, how do people like, it's a closed invite list, but who gets invited to these things?
So New York was a closed invite list. Kabir handed out or handled sending the invites, and he and I and the publicist that my publisher assigned to the book, we made a spreadsheet of everyone that we wanted to invite.
Mm,
And then yeah, so that was it. It kind of went out not as a paperless post, but it went out as an email.
hmm.
And then yeah, people RSVP'd for that. For the LA event, it was more, it was totally open, honestly. It was open to the public. There were a
Mm.
couple people that I didn't know that showed up, which was great. I really wanted it to be like, hey, this is a local neighborhood restaurant, and there's gonna be like a reading on this patio. But besides that, we had Luci Lambrusco
Ooh,
for everyone to drink. We had Chevalier's, which is LA's oldest independent bookstore. They were on hand. They were selling copies of the book, and so it was like, yeah, if you're just like not doing anything on a Thursday
Thursday
night, you
night.
want something to like entertain you, come on out, have some sparkling red wine, have some delicious hand rolls,
That's awesome.
listen to a wildly dramatic rendition of people checking in for a flight, and yeah, have a good time.
That's awesome. I feel like that is those are like the new kinds of like socializing events that I want to go to. Like, the days of like just like that it's like not just a happy hour. It's like a happy hour with a twist. We want some food, we want some interesting people, and like we want something to kind of like, this is why I love book club too. Like there's something really nice about a commonality. Like the
Yeah,
small talk ends up taking a different shape in a way, because then you can just talk about, like when you're talking to the crowd, you can talk about the book. Then other people can also just, oh, how do you know Sheila? Or have you read this book? Or what
yeah,
do you, and like, so then like there's this just way to like bridge connections that doesn't require necessarily starting off with, oh, how long have you lived in LA? Oh, where,
yeah.
what brought you here? And the standard stuff. So yeah, that's
It's
great. That's very cool.
true. It's true. And you're doing that with Book Club Plus too. I think that the the fact that you're meeting in the same place, but it's also there's time to discuss the book, and there's also time for people to just be social and like kind of yeah, like
Hang
hang
out.
out with
Yeah.
each
Well,
other. Yeah.
we need to do an incidentals event in Houston. So I need to figure out, we need to get talking offline and figure out like dates and times and all of those good things, locations, all of that. Because yeah, we should do something here. I think that would be it would be so fun.
I would love that. I love the thing that we did for Friends in Napa and that winery. It was a winery and brewery, or it was no, it was just
The
wine.
winery, yeah, we've done, yeah,
That
we
was
did both. We did the winery, and then the year before that, we did it at a women's like co-working
oh
space.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was so fun. That was
we've
funny.
done some good ones. Yeah, we'll have to figure this one out and like when we're gonna do it.
Uh,
But yes, we will definitely do one in Houston. That's got to happen. Or do you have any others coming up?
exciting. I don't have any other formal events coming up. I'm going to be doing, there's actually a walking book club, which is such a good idea.
It's a great
That,
idea.
yeah, at the end of May, I'm doing that. It's in Santa Monica. And you start, I believe you start at a coffee shop and you end at a bookstore where incidentals will be on sale and I can sign people's copies. And
Ah,
yeah,
brilliant.
it's great. Yeah. Yeah, so that will be cool. But yeah, I don't have anything else. I think 2 events in 1 week is absolutely the max that I can handle in a single week. I don't know. I don't know. Some people are like really, really good at this and just have it in their blood. I think that promotion is so different from it's just it feels like you're almost like playing the part of whatever, call it like author or like I'm guessing musicians and actors and like all sorts of people feel like this, or even like when you're being awarded for your work,
Yeah.
like it's you're putting on like, okay, this is who I am as like lawyer with a capital L, or like you're also a like legal foundation or no like nonprofit organization founder with a
Yeah,
capital F, and that's like a different thing
yeah,
than like, when you're in front of
exactly.
a computer.
It's a totally different thing than the actual work itself. Yeah. And what's not this isn't true necessarily for like stage actors or, musicians in some respects, or like performers, I guess, but like the act of writing, or for me, most of the work I do, of course, sometimes I'm in a courtroom, but like the majority of the work I do is actually the exact opposite. It's just me and my laptop. So it's like the actual work is very, very non sort of community theatrical, like, engaging. So yeah, it does definitely. Also, with like since COVID and everything, especially for me, I shifted jobs and I've been working from home since 2020. Um, my like my capacity for engaging in person, I love it, but it depletes a lot quicker than it used to, just because I think I'm out of
Yeah.
practice because I'm so used to being, on my own all day. So yeah.
No, I have the same thing. And it's actually I don't know if it's post-pandemic or age or like what it is, but I think that I think it's also it's different when you're if you know most of the people in the room and you're trying to like bounce between and like make sure that you're get like saying hi to everyone and doing, just making sure that everyone feels seen,
Mhm.
that like your battery internally is going to like deplete really quickly just because you're on alert on so many different levels. Yeah,
Totally. Yeah.
like who am I talking to now? What should I be doing next? Who else do I need to make sure I can see? Like, wait, is that person coming, or are they like I don't see them here? It's yeah, it's very hard to
Yeah.
be in the moment.
It is hard. Well, the cool thing that you've been doing is in stark contrast to what I've been doing, which is for the last week. Last week I think I talked to you from my parents' house, right? Yeah, yeah, I did.
Yes, you were at your parents' house. Yes, you were.
And I stayed there for the whole week. I'm back home now, but I was there to help my mom as she recovers from knee replacement surgery, and so
Oh my
that
gosh,
was
I didn't know that was the surgery. Okay, yeah, that's a huge
yeah.
surgery.
it's a big surgery, but thankfully, knock on wood, she's like recovering super well. And yeah, she actually needed a lot less help than I thought she would. I was like
Oh,
there
wow.
just, because I was expecting her to need just even help getting up and, out of bed, or, sitting in a chair. She didn't need like any really help like at all for me on that. So mostly I was just
Oh,
like
wow.
helping with medications and just, making sure that she was good. But I realized that my parents literally only talk on speakerphone. Like they do not put the phone up to their ears. Every phone call, whether it's like, a customer service call where they're on hold, being on hold, and then they answer and they continue to do it on speakerphone, or just their friends, like speakerphone, no matter who, like, even if I'm there, like in the middle of like eating dinner or something and someone calls, like
Yeah.
it's always speakerphone. Does your mom do
Oh, 100%. I don't think I have not seen my mom put a phone to her ear in ages, unless she's trying to, like, hear better, but then it's still on speakerphone.
that? It's on
And
speakerphone, but up to her ear. Yes.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It's, no, and I mean, Nikhil's parents are the same. I find that I am almost always on speakerphone, or if I'm not on headphones, I would actually, like, prefer to be on speakerphone.
So
I would
yeah,
prefer speakerphone over headphones.
but you would put headphones on just to be courteous, of course. See, the thing that, or maybe you don't. Do you not put on headphones
I
because
no,
Nikhil's around?
I do put headphones on to be courteous, but there have been times where I'm like, yeah, no, it's so like you're in an airport or something, and like so many people are just on their speakerphone, they're playing TikTok, or they've got like Candy Crush going, and then someone's on the phone over here and someone's on the phone over there. And if I've got like a quick call, and I mean, yeah, I'm guilty of it. I won't have a long extended conversation, but there have been times in public where I'm like talking into a speakerphone, or yeah, maybe even like on a walk or something. It does not, and not for like more than 30 seconds, but yeah, I'm part of the
Okay.
problem.
I was gonna say, because I was like, I'm curious about what age this begins, because I want to, like, the same way that we're like, let's start using Botox in our 30s to prevent wrinkles
Yeah.
in our 50s. Like, I want to do whatever it is that I need to do to not become a speakerphone only person in
It's
my
happening, it's
older
now.
years.
It happens, it starts happening now. And you know what else it is? It's because so I have the headphones that you're wearing, like the wired ones, and they're always in a knot. I
Mhm.
can never, they're like in some compartment in my bag and they're totally tangled. And if I'm getting a phone call and I'm like at this point, like I will try to be courteous and hold it up to my ear. But taking these headphones out of the case and putting them on sometimes just feels like, oh god, do I really need to do that for what's essentially going to be like a like, hey, when are you coming home, or what do you want to order for dinner, like that type of conversation.
Fair. I mean, again, depending on the call and the environment that you're in, like a short call, or of course, if no one's around, or if the only person around is far away. But yeah, I was very struck by the almost like just inability. There was no situation where a phone call was answered or made, like, unless it was on speaker. That even if like the other thing that's interesting about at least my parents, but I think other parents, at least Indian people's parents I know, Indian kids' parents I know, do this too, which is like my parents will turn on the news first thing in the morning. Like it's like they wake up and like the TV that's in the kitchen has CNBC playing like immediately. And
Oh
so
god.
even with that on in the background, if they get a call, they just answer it on speakerphone and there's no muting. So yeah, there was a lot of sound, a lot of audio engagement and stimulation. But yeah, that was what I spent the last week doing. But it was really nice to spend time with them. I'm glad that one of the nice things about being local is, of course, like if something like that, something like that comes up, I'm here to help. So I was really glad to be there to help.
That's really good. Yeah, no, that is, it's nice that you were able to be there. I My mom listens to classical music first thing
Ah,
after waking up, which is really it's actually quite nice and relaxing. But yeah, it's sort of like even when she comes over here and stays for a few days or weeks, I will know that she's up because I'll hear it playing from her iPad.
oh, I love that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's also, I guess it's also on speaker, but it's classical music, so it's not sort of raising one's blood pressure
Yeah,
or like rattling the
it's
nervous system in the way that like I
far
cannot
better,
with news.
far
Yeah.
better than CNN or CNBC at like 7 a.m. So yes,
No,
your
thank
mom, your
you.
mom's doing it right. Um, what else? Okay, we were also going to talk about pictures. You have some really good pictures from your events.
You know what? I like to think that I have a little bit of photo taking capability, but I do not have it when it comes to say like when you're under pressure in the moment and you're like, I got to get a photo of the book and I got to get a photo of the wine logo and this like
Yeah.
hair care product needs to be in there and everything needs to look like nice and yeah, I'm not very good at that. I can like take a photo of a sunset in my camera that does most of the work for me. I'm not good at setting up that other stuff. And Aparna, our mutual friend,
Mm-hmm.
um, was at both book events. She gave a toast at the New York one, and then
She was
she
at
happened
the
to be
LA
coming
one
to.
too. Oh my
She was at the
God.
LA one too. She happened to be coming to LA yesterday. So she came to the party yesterday and saw me trying to take a photo of this lovely book setup and was like, here, just give like she just like took my phone out of my hand and was like, I'm doing this now. Like, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being my friend and just seeing that I'm struggling and going with it.
Yes.
Taking me out of my misery. Zan is good at that. He's really, really good at documenting events and being not being like, hey, I'm gonna go do this. It's just like every time after we hang out, if it's at a party or some kind of social situation, he'll send me like a
All
batch of
these wonderful
photos. And I'm
pictures.
like,
Ah,
oh,
I
this
love
is
people
really
like that.
nice.
Yes, it is such a good skill because especially if you don't have I think in New York you had a professional photographer on hand. Did you?
We did have a professional photographer on hand, and I did briefly consider getting professional makeup done because I didn't know if it was going to be like what is the lighting situation? What is there a step and repeat? There was supposed to be a step and repeat, but the backdrop got delivered to someone to like a raising like a chicken place. And
What?
I got a DM from someone the next morning who said, "Did you get my Raising Cane's business cards? Because I think I got your banner."
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Did you
Can
get the
you?
Raising Cane's business card?
I didn't. I think the restaurant must have gotten the Raising Cane's business cards, and yeah, I'm trying to. I said, let me give you some content so that you can hopefully get your business cards because that sucks. I don't know how the hell that happened,
So there's just
but
a backdrop for The Incidentals by Sheila Merricar somewhere floating
yeah,
around New York City. I love
floating
that.
around like a Staples in New York. Yeah, yeah,
That's so
exactly.
good.
It- but yeah, had I had this moment of like, okay, wait, do I need professional makeup? And I'm you know what my makeup skills are like. They're not very good, but I did opt to in the end do it myself just for the like I need to feel like myself. I need to not like feel like a clown in these photos.
Yeah, I mean, you did your own makeup for your wedding. Um, so
Victoria did.
well, Victoria did. That's true. That's true. But you like sort of you kind
But
of
yeah,
intentionally did it like more subtle.
yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
I
I
feel like
just
you're
like
dying. I feel like I can see you dying. The water is
yeah, you can see me like choking on camera. Yeah. It seems to happen like once every episode, I feel like. There's some like
there's always something.
something I get overstimulated and then suddenly like forget how to swallow.
Well, that's a lot. It's also just a lot of talking and yes.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
fine
I
now.
really thought the
Yeah,
pictures in New York turned out awesome. You looked
they
amazing. I love
were.
your outfit. I actually don't think I've seen, have I seen what you were wearing in LA? I don't know if I've seen pictures of you from the LA event. But
There aren't as many pictures of me from the LA event. There are a bunch of pictures of Ritu and Zan and video that I want to upload, but yeah, LA I was wearing these like these wide leg pants that in theory very cool. They have these ties at the bottom that kept getting untied and everyone was worried that I was going to like trip over
trip,
myself. So,
which is a very real possibility. Like that is
a
real.
totally real possibility. In New York, I second guessed my outfit at the last minute. All these like really stereotypically me things happened. Second guessing my outfit at the last minute. I'm supposed to have been heading downtown like 15 minutes ago. I decided to just take the second outfit in a bag and throw it in a bag and decide like if I really need to once I get there I'll change. I'll like change in the bathroom and yeah.
And
This
is
is
that what you
like,
did?
I did
You
not do that.
you went with the first outfit. Okay.
I went with the first outfit. I went with the outfit that I was, yeah, like the brown silk dress and the blazer. The thing is, it ended up, I dressed for, or I brought an outfit that I thought would make sense for early spring in New York on a day when it's like maybe like 55 or 60 degrees. It ended up being like 75 and humid. And so now I'm wearing this like blazer in a situation where I'm like, does it really make sense? But it was fine. It was
You
fine.
looked
I don't know.
you looked amazing.
Sometimes I think we just need those like I'm taking this second dress as like a safety blanket for if when I get there, say the like what if the entire venue is I don't know, if I'm like clashing with the whole thing and
Yeah.
yeah,
It also
I
just
don't know. That's
feels
what I tell myself.
I mean, it makes sense. It's different attending an event versus when you are the center of attention at an event. I mean, even though this was like a lot of the people there were very, very good close friends. And so it's not like no one is like of the type the book is really the center of attention more than you. But obviously, like everyone, there's gonna be photos, everyone's there to see you. And so I feel like in those situations it's extra nerve-wracking to figure out what you're gonna wear. And you also had like been on the road or traveling leading up to it. So it's like I just think about there's some people who like would be planning that outfit and like everything around that event for like weeks leading up to it. And it's like for you, you do so many things like this and you're constantly on the move that like, yeah, it's good that you had a couple of options so that you could go with what made you feel the most comfortable.
Yeah, I think that if I don't know, like if I had been in New York and I had been able to like go like, okay, so this is what the place looks like, and this is like, I don't know, I really want to like match my outfit to the venue or match it to the book, or I think also maybe in my own head, I'm like, if I don't like I'm gonna psych myself out if I take this too seriously.
Hmm.
So let's just operate like this is like I'm attending this party, and like of course I know that I there's an expectation for me to do X, Y, and Z, but if I look at it as like this is just, this is the day that my book is launching and a great Tuesday, and I'm going to go celebrate it with my friends, and I'm going to like just wear something that makes me feel good, and
Yeah.
let's leave it at that. And yeah, I definitely for my first book launch, I bought a pair of shoes. I think I bought a cart. I have this whole outfit, and in retrospect, I felt really good in it. But when I look at the photos now, I'm like, oh, like this was very much like your first. It's almost like a sweet
Hmm.
16. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
when I think about how I like debated what to wear to my sweet 16 party, which was
Oh my God.
at this community hall, like 10 minutes away from my house, and ended up being such a disaster of an event. because one of my so-called friends thought it would be funny in front of all my friends and family to like put a piece of cake in my face.
Oh
It
no.
was
Did
so
you
bad.
cry?
I I burst into tears and ran,
Oh,
ran away from the circle of that had formed around me. It was so bad.
yeah. Oh God. Okay. Well, I'm so glad that neither of your parties had any ridiculousness like that, and that everyone that attended knew to keep the face protected.
Maybe, yeah, maybe I have a phobia or something against over planning because of that. Because the way that
That's true.
I bought and returned about like 7 skirt and dress combos from Express for that particular Sweet
Oh
16.
my God.
Did
I
you have
wore
a
an
Sweet
Indian.
16?
Yeah, it was like at an Indian restaurant. I wore an Indian outfit but I did get my hair professionally done, not my makeup. And my hair looked like, looking back on it, it looked ridiculous. It was this like updo with all these curls and like pearls, like put it. Yeah, I don't know. All to be at like an Indian at this Indian restaurant called Muggles. But yeah, we still have. I mean, my parents, I mentioned last week, had their 50th wedding anniversary, and then also me being at my parents' house for the past week. I've like spent a lot of time looking at old photographs. We put together the photo collage
Mm,
for their anniversary dinner, so I was looking at it there. And just my parents they still live in the same home like your mom that I grew up in, and there are just so many things. The one thing that my parents did really well that I want to do, like speaking of photographs, is like they made a lot of albums. So we have
yeah.
so many wonderful albums from our childhood that are just amazing. There's like a period, and the period of my life where I'm like, there's not a lot of photographic evidence. It's somewhere, I just don't know where, is when digital cameras ended. Like there was a period where even with digital cameras I was developing photos, but then once we switched to like phone cameras, but before the iPhone cloud, like my phone has all of
Yeah.
my pictures from, I want to say maybe like 2014 or 2015 on, but there's like this like period from probably post college, like 2005 to 2012, where I'm like, I don't know where all these, like, where are those pictures? They're probably on like Google Photos or somewhere, but yeah.
I know. I think I'm missing the same years. And yes, they might be on Google Photos. They might be in, I know I have some random Facebook albums.
And like random
But
like little SD cards that we
oh
used to
God, yeah.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, there are definitely there's like almost a decade of pictures from like, which truthfully those pictures probably don't need to be seen because they were our mid 20s and we were
I don't
not.
know. I would love to uncover some of those photos. There's definitely some computers that I sold in Chinatown that probably
Yeah.
had a lot
Yeah.
of stuff on the hard drive. I don't yeah, I wonder where all of that is. I wonder where all of it is. I don't think I had the presence of mind to really save anything in a format that would be findable in the future.
Yeah, and then at some point we don't generally don't make albums that much, especially like when we were in periods of like moving and stuff, like albums are just like more stuff that you have to box up and move. But I do want to make some now after seeing my parents' like collection, because it is really nice to like be able to sit with something physical in your hands and
I
flip
know.
through it. And I'm glad that they did that because it wouldn't be the same if yeah, it just wouldn't be the same if we were looking at it on a computer or just looking at like, yeah, looking at it in a different format. So
No, it is so it feels so like yeah, like what one of these old world things to like have a beautiful velvet photo album. under your
Mhm.
coffee table, and you have company coming over and you take it out and say like, oh, here's me in 1976, and it's just all like sepia toned, and
Yes.
uh yeah, like, yeah, everyone's so like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. And yes, I love the vision of that. I love the
Yeah.
vision of it. The execution, I have not printed so many photos or framed so many things that I said I was going to. It just,
Well, this is what we were going to talk about, is the lack of, it's also just like the lack of time. Like, how are we supposed to do it all? Like, it's very hard, like between work, whatever work is for you, and then, and both of us have jobs. Our jobs are really different, but both of our jobs are jobs that are kind of never ending in some way. Like, they aren't like, clock in, clock out, like fixed hours kinds of jobs, which means that there's always more that can be done, and it trickles
yeah,
into evenings and weekends. But between work, family, friends, life admin, just, and then of course like joy, hobbies, things that like
I
keep you in
know.
a good mental space, working out, like, how it's very hard to find the time.
It's yeah, like there should be what could we call it? Like, yeah, life admin is a good that's good for things like, yeah, taxes, or there's, I have to figure out how to get like the gutters cleaned, or I don't know, stuff like that.
Yeah, or just like,
Um
I need to like change bank accounts or get a new credit card or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think what I would call something like, say, like, I want to devote X amount of hours. I'm going to spend like 3 hours today figuring out how to print and frame a whole bunch of photos. What is the best way to do this? And yeah, maybe it's also like, what would we call that? I guess it's like I don't know, like life betterment in some like large bucket, like, yeah, just ways to feel more whole. And I can just picture myself setting that goal. And then it's like, okay, from like 12 to 3 on Saturday, that's what I'm going to do. And then it's like 11:50 on Saturday, and I'm sitting on the couch watching Gilmore Girls. And I'm like, and from 1 to 3, okay, from
Yeah.
2 to 3, that's what's gonna happen. And then I'm gonna go on the internet and like find myself on some Reddit board looking, like reading a discussion about a reality show that's completely unrelated to anything that I was supposed to be doing.
That basically sounds like my afternoon. Yeah, I think it's because that type of stuff, first, it's like not absolutely necessary. So it's like,
Right.
as opposed to, I don't know, like something like your taxes or making a health doctor's appointment or something that is a pain, but it's
Yeah.
necessary. I also think part of it is like, it just feels like work. Like, it
Yeah.
feels like a little bit of a chore. I feel like we need to figure out how to romanticize it a little bit, and maybe that'll make it seem more fun. Or I've seen on TikTok people doing life admin parties, and I'm like, that's a good
No
idea. Like,
way.
everybody come
Wow.
over, bring your laptop, we'll open a bottle of wine and like hang out as we do whatever we need to do life admin on our laptops. But I think stuff like that,
That's
might make it like seem like less of a chore. But I think that's what happens, is you're like, oh my God, I have to figure out how to print this. And then you're just like, well, I don't need that. I don't need photographs on my walls. Like, I'm fine without them. And then let me just do something
exactly.
else instead. Yeah. But
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's that's 100% what happens. Or it's like, oh, do I really want to buy this album? Or maybe I need this kind of album, or maybe I need to like go to a store and see what they have and actually hold it. And like, yeah, we can kind of
yes.
make it as drawn out and like long-winded of a process as we want it to be. But no, I love the idea of life admin parties, slash it's so sort of like sign of the times that, like, yeah, none of us want to do this. Throughout history, we've always had to deal with this sort of thing, but I guess that now that it's you do everything on your laptop, you're not really like, do people keep boxes of receipts and stuff for taxes. Like I don't. I have some documents, but yeah, it's not like I could feasibly put all those documents in a folder and like go to a friend's house and be like, all right, I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna come to Houston for a weekend. We're gonna do our taxes. That would be the most like
Please don't. I want.
fatalistic plan of ever.
I know.
Yeah,
It's like I
no,
want you to go to
that's
Houston,
not
but
gonna
not.
happen.
Yeah,
Not to do that.
I think there are certain things that have gotten easier. Like now, you don't have to print and mail things for taxes, and everything is done off your. For so many things are done off your computer. But at the same time, AI has made certain things that I feel like used to be easier so much harder. The other day, God, who was I trying to call? I don't even remember who, but like I could not get through to a person. Like it used to be that when
Oh
the
God.
automated
Oh,
service, and if you just hit
yeah,
zero, it would connect you to an agent. There are now like
yeah,
companies or programs that I use. Like I was for work, I was using this web-based program. They don't even have phone numbers anymore. It's just like the
I
chat
know.
bot. And I'm like, there's no customer support that you can call. And then the chatbot, then it's like you have to keep that screen open, or God forbid, if you get distracted, then the chat ends. I'm like, this is so inefficient.
It's
Like just so much of
so,
a drag.
and then it's infuriating how at the end of that they'll be like, "How did we do?" and rate us with these smiley faces, and then rate us on a scale of 1 to 10. And oh, you didn't like it? Well, why not? I'm like, if you were this responsive and this inquisitive to the actual complaint, I wouldn't need
Exactly.
to. Yeah, you don't. You could invest more time in that and not in these like idiotic surveys that you have after everything.
Exactly. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's so and then it it actually like makes your blood boil, right? Because you're trying to
Oh
troubleshoot
God.
something. Maybe you've carved out an hour or 2 hours to figure this thing out, and then you can't figure it out, and then you're dealing with the frustrating experience of not getting through to a person, and you're just like, never want to see this
Yeah.
again. So yeah, it is very hard to find the time. But I do really want to spend time this weekend. I'm going to put this out there. This is going to be my putting it out there in the universe accountability, but I want to start actually writing and posting on Substack. I've talked to you about this for a while. It's something that I've wanted to
Yes.
do. I just haven't made the time. And so the sort of formula that I'm following is like, don't put too much pressure on yourself to write something like beautiful and perfect. Just
Yeah.
get something out there, and just like see how it feels, and don't get caught up too much in like statistics, because I
Yeah.
also noticed that like it's hard to like somewhere like Instagram, where I feel like a lot of people I know are on. I don't see that same community necessarily of the people that we know on Substack. And so I'm like, there's going to be I could post a photo and get more sort of engagement on Instagram than I could from something that would take a lot longer to like create
Sure.
and write on Substack. So I'm like, I'm going to take some time and like start getting it going. So you're going to see something from me within the next week. By the next time we talk,
I
I'm going
can't
to have had
wait.
a post. It's not going to be like I'm
That's
already
great.
like, I'm like, it's not going to be it's going to be something really simple, but I'm just going to start. So
It really, yeah, I think that the hardest thing is starting, and I think the second hardest thing is keeping it consistent. But even, yeah, I have psyched myself out so many times with Substack and other platforms where it's like, oh gosh, it has to be like this and that. And like the truth is, yeah, the things that end up getting traction almost it seem to have like no no relationship to how much work went into them. Like you could spend a really long time on something and it could get seen by thousands, tens of thousands of people. You could spend a really long time on something and could get seen by like one person.
right.
And I think ultimately it just has to be something that you enjoy doing enough that you're going to keep doing it. And
Yeah.
it could be like, yeah, like 30 words or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, hi, this is my Substack. I'm going to add more soon. Done.
Done. Post.
Yeah,
Done.
done.
Done. That's it. Yeah.
People are also really liking notes, which is the feature that's kind of like Twitter. And what I like about it is that I see lots of people who I don't follow. I think it's people who the algorithm think that I might be into. I mean, it's like the same as any social media network, but it's somehow less grating than the Instagram Explore page, where I'm like, what? Like, why do you think I want these protein tips? And
Yeah.
why, like, yeah, like you're telling me that like I'm wearing everything wrong, and I don't want to I don't want to even see, I don't want to look at any of these videos for longer than 10 seconds, because let alone click on them, because you're somehow like reading where my attention is going.
But
But
totally.
at least on
The news.
Substack, it's so funny. As we're talking, and I just pulled up the substack.com. Someone posted, congrats on publishing that piece that got 0 likes, babes. Most people leave theirs in their drafts forever.
Ah, there we go. I love that.
And
Yeah.
it's a
That's what I'm talking about.
screenshot. There's a screenshot from a Jennifer Garner movie that I have not seen, and it has like 7,000 likes. It's,
There you
know.
go. There you go. Yeah, that's amazing. Well, I feel like you need to continue to celebrate incidentals. Are you going to do anything fun tonight or this weekend? Little less
You,
dramatic than the parties, but still celebratory.
You know what? Tonight, no. Tonight is going to be on the couch, pizza. I think we're going to watch that new Jury
Oh
Duty.
yeah,
Yeah,
I've
I
heard
guess it's
it's
a
really
company
good.
retreat. That's
Yeah,
it. Same. I was at first kind of biased about the, like, how on earth can they do that again? Like, everyone knows what the premise is, but it sounds like they've changed the premise entirely, and it could be really cool. And I want to show that's not Summer House, because I'm a few episodes behind on Summer House, but now I'm just like, okay, well, with what's like actually going on in the
the
months
drama.
after that has been filmed, yeah, I just I need to see the reunion. But yes, so that pizza tomorrow, Chris is having a 40th birthday party. So
Nice.
yeah.
Oh, that'll be
So
fun.
no, I am like, I want everyone to read the book. I want to hear what people think, as long as it's good stuff, because I don't want to read the negative reviews. I am just not going to put myself through that.
No,
So
no time
but
for that.
I'm happy to celebrate other people and not myself. I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
I'm good to
yeah.
not celebrate myself.
I'm that's actually a very good point. I'm glad you'll have some downtime. If you need another show, a very different show, I just finished the first 2 episodes of this new Netflix show called, I think it's called like Something Very Bad is About to Happen or
I
something. Do you
saw
know what
the
I'm talking about?
ads for that. Yeah.
It's like a love story, horror themed kind of show. I'm liking it. It's very different than what I normally watch, and I'm only 2 episodes in, but I'm intrigued.
Okay.
Yeah. So recommend that if you want a very different kind of change after you're done with jury duty.
Okay. Okay. That could be cool. It's, so you said comedy, but also horror?
I think it's romance slash horror. I don't it's basically a love story. It's about a couple getting married, but it's a horror kind of, but at least the first 2 episodes, there's not like a ton of gore or anything, but it's a little thriller
Yeah.
horror-y. Yeah.
Kind of sounds like that new movie with Zendaya and Robert Pattinson.
Yes. I also really want to see the
Posted.
new what's it called? Ryan Reynolds, Project Hail Mary. I
Oh
think I'm
yeah,
gonna try
yeah,
to see that
yeah.
this weekend. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yes.
fun.
So fun.
So what, okay, so you've got Project Hail Mary this weekend. You've got
And
this
then
Netflix show.
yeah, keeping it chill tonight. I really just need to catch up on sleep from the last week of like helping my mom out. But then yeah, hopefully catching up with friends this weekend. Nothing specific planned, but have a few friends that I'm hoping to like grab dinner with or drinks with. And then figuring out some Substack stuff. That's the
Yeah.
weekend.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you put out there. I'm here for all of it. And no pressure. Literally no pressure.
No pressure. We like that. Yeah, no pressure,
Yeah.
but it's starting. I'm excited for it.
I think yes, like I'm gonna link to that little meme that I saw in our show notes
Yes.
because so many people just leave it in drafts and you are not doing that. You're gonna hit publish and put it right out there, just like our podcast where we actually hit publish and put it all out.
Exactly. And still skeptical about whether this actually recorded. So we'll find out.
That's why, yeah. We'll find out soon. We'll find out soon.
Well, have a good rest of the weekend.
You
Congratulations.
too.
Again, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. It's awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. Love you. I'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Bye.